What's up, y'all? Nice. All right, so that was one beat on the P6. We're gonna get cooking on the lo-fi soon. I'm gonna play one more joint on this P6 before we put it away. Whoops. All right. That was another fun one. I think I might have made that on stream, maybe, or maybe not. I'm losing track of things here. But all right. I think we're good to get started here. So I'm going to unplug this boy. And we're going to move on to the main attraction here, which is the Lofi12XT. And then we've got the M8 here doing some sample playback duties, basically, as I often do, as you're probably familiar at this point with this style. All right, let me plug this in and make sure we got some levels here. All right, coming in loud and clear. So that's pretty chill. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about today's session because it's going to be slightly different than what I normally do, which is normally I have a sample in mind and I create a beat by chopping it up and, adding layers and all that type of stuff. But for today's session, I'm going to try to use this setting that's on the Lofi12XT, which is called, well, I don't know what it's called, but basically it allows you to choose a scale and a root note when you're in pad mode. So with pad mode, you can play things chromatically. This basically allows you to, kind of like set, whatever, major pentatonic or minor blues, whatever your favorite scale is, you can pick it on here. Change the root note. And so what I want to try to do is, instead of using a sample where everything's been like constructed already, I'm going to load up some kind of like one-shot type melodic sounds and try to use the scale mode to get a little bit of a, I don't know, unique playback and sort of layer things on my own instead of using a sample. So that's kind of the plan today. But yeah, first I need to load some basic sounds. I think with this one, I'll probably start with a drum break too, just so I can have like a rhythm section that I can build on top of. So let's go to my handy dandy drum breaks folder here, see what we can find. Yo, that sounds fat. We're gonna try this one out. How are my levels looking? Pretty chill. So let's record it in here. Oh, and I'll pitch it up too, so we get it nice and dirty. Hopefully I didn't cut that one off. Wow, I think that was right on the money. Let's bring the semitones down. Oh yeah, let me turn off velocity sensitivity. Slice mode activated. Okay, I think we're good. Gotta set him to a mute group though. Not sure what tempo this is, so let's just dial some notes in. It's certainly not 120, that's for sure. Let's bring it down to like, I'm gonna guess 82. See how close I am. Way too low. 88? I want to keep it kind of low. Or here, let's hear what it actually is. Seems like it's about 92. I'm gonna bring it down one semitone, and then we can lower the tempo even further. But what you'll have noticed is that I'm already at -12, which is as low as it goes. I can't turn it any lower. But something handy that I can do here is you can adjust the pitch of the slices. So if you go to the pad screen, you can see that each of these slices has this pitch thing at the bottom here. And so if you hold function and press down the C knob, you could do it by semitone. So I'm going to do -1 on each of these. All right, and then let's let's bring down the tempo and see how it sounds. Not so bad. All right, so we've got basic rhythm down, and I'll jazz it up in a little bit. But for now, let's start loading in some of these melodic samples. So I've got some folders we can check out. Check out the Moog folder. And we're looking for multis. Whoa, buzz lead. Not really the vibe. I kind of want like a E-piano Rhodes type of sound maybe. Which I don't know if Moog does that. We're going to come back to the Moog folder for bass, for sure. But for now, let's keep shopping around. How about the Soulful Keys folder? What's that about? Ooh, E-piano. I'm seeing it. Not bad. Ooh, I like this one. All right, so let's record this in. Probably crank it a little bit. No. Wow, that had a substantial tail on it. But so this is the fun part. So basically you go to pad. I gotta go to sound first. So yeah, right now we're in chromatic. Root note is C. I'm pretty sure this is a C note. That's the only thing that's kind of finicky about this scales mode, is that you have to be using like samples that are like tuned a certain way. So they have to be C note, or you can like change, I don't know, I think you'd have to adjust the pitch of it to make it the correct note, like a C note. I don't know. I'm getting off track here, but really what's important is that this is C4. So I know that it's going to be in the correct place when it comes to the scale mode, because I think the scale mode needs a C note. But yeah, now that I have this, we can go minor. And then this, I think, is just going to make it so that the root note is like pitched down to where it's supposed to be. But yeah, you'll notice the keyboard kind of changes. So when it's chromatic, it sort of looks like a regular keyboard. Like it's got some of these like, I guess these would be the black keys and these would be the white keys. So there's like the 2 and then the 3 and then the 1. You can tell how much I know about keyboards. But yeah, so as I change this from chromatic to something else, so major, there's no empty spaces. I don't think any of these have empty spaces. But yeah, we've got like a minor, harmonic minor, whatever. Let's just try minor. And then yeah, instead of having it be C, I'll move it to E, B. E sharp, E flat, I don't know what that is. And so the cool thing now is no matter what key or no matter what button I press, it's all going to be in the same scale. Cool. So the Lofi12XT is like kind of putting me on the guardrails or whatever in terms of making sure that all the notes are in the same, which is great because I don't know music theory, so I let this thing do the work for me, and then I just get to play something. So let's try and jam something out. This is kind of the tough part though. It's like I wish I had some kind of like skip back style SP404 type vibe so I could just capture something that sounds sick that I play, because I have to be a lot more intentional and kind of like press the record button and make sure I like do the right riff or whatever. So it's a little tricky. Hey, what's up, Jamie Rice? What's cracking, man? How's it going? So yeah, let me like make this 32 bars or maybe 64, and I'll like figure out how to like grab the parts that I like. I'll probably do 32 actually, just to start off. Nice. So I was trying to add a filter there because it, I don't know, it feels like it sounds a little distorted at certain points, but I think we're chilling. All right. So that's a sick little riff, but let's throw in some other instruments and use the same scale mode and make sure everything's in key. be able to use this as a base. Let's try that out. Because I think if I put a low pass filter on it, it'll be nice and smooth. So let's see here. Nice and bright and buzzy. Damn, that thing's loud. All right, I'm gonna adjust the envelope a little bit. Give it a very quick release. Set it to mono as well, because it's our bass note, so we don't need to play chords with it or anything. And then yeah, the filter is where the magic happens. Beefy. Okay, and then the last thing I need to do is make sure it's in the same scale mode. So let's do that. Add sound. All right, so we're in minor EB. Somebody tell me what that B stands for. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Pad minor EB. There we go. Nice. All right, so I need to make this one longer. 32. That's what we'll do. I think I got it. Nice and smooth. Hey, Feynar. Dude, appreciate that. I am glad that you think that. Sounding pretty chill. All right, what else can we get in the mix? A little too much, this one. I don't know, we might have exhausted our Moog folder here. The Wazzer folder at the bottom, what's this all about? Ooh. got another idea. That's what I was looking for, that Wurlitzer. Figure out which one I like the tone of most. Let's try this one out. Man, it's pretty loud, eh? All right. Oh, I see why it's loud. Gotcha. Turn down the input level. Okay. Same deal as before. What key? What's the key? What's the scale? What is our mission here? Sound. So we're minor EB, right? Minor. And there we go. So now all the notes we play should fit in pretty well. Make that 32 steps. Yeah, Lofi12XT, this it's a very handy combination here. Yeah, I have a lot of different samplers, and I find it's much easier to just manage all of my samples and files on a single device, something like this, which I then record into. So like for instance, earlier I was playing on this thing, the P6, and yeah, it's like with this thing, I'm not like plugging in via USB and like transferring files. I usually just load sounds onto this, pop it onto here, pop it onto here, pop it wherever. This thing's really cool, man. And it's so portable too. You just throw it in your pocket and take it wherever you go. So yeah, that's been kind of my flow when it comes to managing multiple samplers. Yeah, just plug it in, record it onto here, and then work on here. trying to jazz up this drum pattern and I totally screwed it up. But yeah, basically I turned velocity sensitivity off on this track because I wanted to add some like ghost notes in, but then it like sort of, all the notes were like kind of lower, so I have to like crank them back up to 127. And there we go. I'm going to try and layer some extra drums on top of the break just to give it a little more of a snappiness, some more force. This one's got a little low end on it. Kind of bassy. I'm into it. A little vinyl crackle at the end too. Let me see if I can take care of that. Or maybe it adds to the charm of it. I'm not sure. Probably gonna drive me crazy. Let me just get rid of it. Yeah, man, appreciate you stopping by, dude. Yeah, keep an eye out for some other videos, and yeah, have a good one. Do a little track management here too, because I kind of want the drums to be all on the left side. Makes it easier to manage when it comes to like doing mute outs and stuff. So I'm going to copy this pad to here, which on the Lofi12XT you can copy pads by holding the pad, pressing copy, then you hold copy, and then you select the pad you want to paste it to. So now I've got this same pad on both 3 and 6, so I can get rid of it on 3. And then now it should sound the same. All right, let's find a kick drum. Whoops. All right, so we've got our kick here. I'm going to bring it in as I want to do. Same deal here. I'm going to trim off a little bit of the edge. Nice. Nice. And I kind of want to open hat in the mix too. I hear the open hat in my head, and I'm going to make it a reality by finding it. All right, this one sounds pretty chill. I'm gonna do the same thing I did before, where I kind of move stuff around. Or you know what? Maybe I'll do something different for this one. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna parameter lock this sound to appear on the snare track. So let me get it recorded in, and then I'll talk through how this works. Nice. Okay, so the way you can do multiple samples on a single track, it's kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest with you, but that's how it works in the Lofi12XT when it comes to this type of workflow. So yeah, up until now, all of the tracks that I've been using, it's all just one sound per track. The drum break is kind of an exception because of the fact that I sliced it. But in terms of everything else, this is just one kick, or one snare, I mean. This is one kick, one bass, one whatever, you know, you get the idea. So what I want to do though is I want to take this snare track. This is like sounding like a kick more and more the more I press it. But yeah, I want to get this open hat to trigger on this snare track. And so the way to do that is you basically have to go to the sound page here. And so what we're looking at is, let me pay attention. Sample slot 10 has this open hat, and the open hat is called 24mix08. Somebody write that down. Now, what I need to do is on the snare track, if I hold like a button and then I turn this A knob, it's going to make it so that once it gets to this step, it'll trigger a different sample. So instead of the snare sample, it'll trigger this thing. So this theoretically should allow me to put the open hat here when it plays. course it did the open hat. I pressed the open hat button. I need to press this button. So let's try one more time. You see this goofy mess though? Like the release is kind of jacked up on it for some reason. Yeah, so that's the only thing about this workflow when you're doing the parameter locking for different sounds. It gets a little fiddly. I don't even know what I'm gonna do here. Maybe I'll put another note down after it. Let's take a look at the note data. It says off timing 50%. Let's make it 99. So it's open for a little bit longer, and that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to make it go tss, like stay open longer. Alright, plan B. This is like not gonna work. I'm telling you, the workflow for the parameter locking different samples is just such a pain in the butt. But yeah, so I'm gonna do something different, which is I am going to resample. And what that'll let me do is I can use slice mode. I'll have like one wave file that has the snare and the open hat, and then I can use slice mode to play one or the other. So it's like kind of hacky, but I think it's a little smoother than doing the parameter lock. So basically what I need to do now is I need to put a note in the step for this open hat. I turn the envelope off too so I get the full thing. Okay. And then I need to... Yo, Strill Life. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, I feel like we were chatting via the comments about something recently. But yeah, how goes it? Okay, yeah, and then I just need to resample this. And then I'm going to set the resample, what is this, input, I guess, to the master so it records everything. And then I just need to arm it and it'll go. There you go. And so I know you're probably thinking, what the heck? Now you've got like no free pads. Well, now that I've got the snare and the open hat on a single pad, what I can do is get rid of this thing. I can get rid of this thing too, actually. It was a pretty simple pattern. And then now I'm going to copy this over here, clear it. Oh man, that's a lot of work, but we're almost there. And then... oh, nice. You're chilling, you're good. Put the lo-fi down. Dude, heck yeah. That's what's up. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and saying what's up. Okay. And then here I need to do the slice mode. Sound, voice, slice. Yeah, man, if you have any questions, let me know. And I can demo stuff or kind of run through stuff if you're stuck at a certain point on the Lofi12XT. Because I think are you a new user, or have you had it for a while? Yeah, it's a good point about the about how it can get repetitive quick. Yeah, it's got a fast workflow. Chaining patterns is a good way to go about it for sure. I think with me, I mostly use like mute outs to kind of jazz stuff up, like yeah, you kind of get the idea there. But yeah, that's one way to go about it, is to like kind of create a loop and then mute stuff in and out to kind of bring things in and out. But yeah, it's cool that you're putting in the reps, dude, for sure. And then Flex Vanity asks, what about knob control while recording for automation? Yeah, man, you could totally do that. Here, let me save this, and then I'm going to save it again to a separate section here so I don't lose it. But yeah, so recording knob automation, I think you can just, yeah, while the recording is armed, turn the knob and it'll control it. So let's do an example, which would be, I guess, so we got the rhythm section here. So I got a low pass filter on it. And then, yeah, I think you have the recording going. If you turn any parameters, it'll capture it. So it did capture the filter sweep, or sweep, sort of. It was just kind of a simple filter turn or whatever. So that could be good for like, yeah, like say you have a, like actually we were just talking about this, like Strill Life was talking about that it sounds a little bit repetitive and loopy. So what you could do is you've got the main pattern going, and then you cue up the next pattern, and it's got this kind of like dynamic filter sweep type deal going on. It's like an interlude or whatever. Bring it back. But yeah, you kind of get the idea. But yeah, that's how you record knob turning automations. Is you just you press play. While it's playing, you press record, and then you just go to the page of whatever parameter you want to automate and just turn the knobs while it's playing. But yeah, Strill Life was saying you got to get some knobs saved before. Yeah, these things are like, I definitely feel it when I'm working on it too hard. It's like I end up with like trigger finger, but like this. I'm like done for the day, but I'm just like, my fingers are still like this. It's a little rough, is all I'm saying. Sonicware did their best, but these knobs are not great. It's kind of the long and short of it. But yeah, Matt G's asking, does the time stretch act up for you? My XT doesn't work right with all the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 bar settings. Or are you talking about, here, let me save another copy of this. So you're talking about the, what is it called? It's like the pitch shift mode, like this thing, repitch to tempo. Is that what you mean when you say time stretch? Can confirm. It's acting a little weird. Yeah, so when you press this down, it enters this different mode, right? And then if you turn the B knob, you can set the length. Oh, but it sounds like you already know about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 bar settings. Yeah, for some reason when mine's at 3 bars, it sounds the most normal, but even that doesn't really sound that normal. I wonder if like slice mode makes it act up or something. Let me try. Let's try working with a completely different sample and see if like maybe I can figure it out. Okay, so we're gonna do. We'll do another drum break, I guess. Yeah, here we are, and then archive, finalistics. Classic. This one seems fine. It seems like I caught the loop pretty well there. Yeah, I need to get in the process of fitting samples into whatever BPM. Yeah, that can be a tough one. And that's kind of what Matt G's talking about too, is that this repitch to tempo thing is supposed to make it easier for you to bring things into the correct. It's supposed to basically repitch it for you so you don't have to like kind of do the guesswork or whatever. All right, so let me figure out what tempo this is. And so what you can do is if you just put a note in and then press play, or let me turn off the envelope as well. It's too slow. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so this sounds like it's 94 BPM because I have just this one bar playing and it's looping pretty well. So what we're talking about here is using this repitch to tempo mode. And I know this loop is 1 bar because it's just looping 1 bar. So I'll just leave it at 1 bar. So now I can turn the tempo down. Yeah, somehow I got it to work. I have it set to 1 bar. And yeah, now when I adjust the tempo, it's still looping correctly. Like you saw me go through a bunch of different ranges. So yeah, it seemed like it worked with that drum loop. But I don't know, did you have like a different sample that you were working on? Oh, wait, sorry, it looks like you said something else. On an actual time chopper loop, all the settings don't match up to set the length, except 4 and 3. So going to 8 doesn't truly double. Yeah, maybe slice mode is what janks it up. Let me try that. And so now let's see what happens when well, actually I need to put the notes in now. Definitely not correct. Yeah, even with slice mode, it seems like it's working correctly, which is kind of unusual. Oh, but Matt G was saying try it at 2, then 4 and 8. They should stretch 2, 4, and 8. I don't think that's how it works. Let me look here. So you're saying if I do 2, it should play twice as fast? Is that what you mean? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, something weird's going on here because, yeah, even going from 4 to 8, it sounds the exact same. It doesn't sound any different. Three sounds like it's doing it at half speed or something. It's definitely pitched down. The results are inconclusive. I wish I had better advice for you, Matt G, but yeah, it seems like it's just it's kind of acting a fool, really. Yeah, see, so normally when I'm working with samples, yeah, I usually just like kind of pitch it independently, sort of. Which kind of sounds janky, but yeah, definitely not as smooth as if it was working properly. So I don't know if that's a bug or what that is, but it's odd behavior for sure. So yeah, thanks for calling that out, Matt. Wish I had some better advice for you, but I do not. I'm gonna save this though, because I kind of like the sound of it. Okay, where were we at here? I kind of like that horn. I hope so too. horn sounds smooth. Yeah, Still Life, I'm telling you, the horn samples, that's like that classic old school hip hop. There's always like a filtered horn that comes out of nowhere, DJ Premier style. It's just like, where is this horn coming from? That's kind of the vibe. Nice, sounded pretty chill. Yeah, we're getting some jazzy vibes here, that's for sure. The horn is adding to it. We got one track open. I don't know what I need to put here, or what I want to put in here. Maybe some electric guitar. Who knows? But yeah, Still Life asks, do you ever just use MIDI out from the lo-fi to control their devices instead of resampling? Yeah, I do actually. I was gonna say you probably can't see it behind me very well. Here, I'll step back and show you. Sorry, try not to knock anything over there. But yeah, so I have this like Roland Gaia SH01 keyboard. And yeah, recently I've been messing around with using the Lofi12XT to like play notes on it to, yeah, try and sound design a little bit basically. And essentially what I do is I'll just like record it into my 404 using the skip back. So I'll kind of just noodle around on the Lofi12XT until I hear something I like, and then I save it on the 404, and then maybe in the future I'll chop it up and use it as a sample or whatever. But yeah, sometimes I'll use this thing to control keyboards and stuff, but not too much really. How about you? Do you use this thing to control external gear and stuff? All right, and we need to enter our scale mode. Dang, look at that waveform, bro. The thing is big. Looks kind of phallic almost. Let me change it. That looks much nicer. Okay, so we're gonna check the scale mode here. We're in minor, EB. Someone tell me what that B's all about. I have no idea. So yeah, I want to put this one in minor, EB. Right. There you go. And so now when I play the notes, they should be in the same correct harmonics. So Strillife says, not yet. Seems like having a MIDI controller in might be useful for melodies and such. Oh. So you're talking about doing MIDI into this, not having this do MIDI out to something else. Yeah, MIDI in would be interesting. I feel like it's got a good toolkit for doing notes though. Like this mode, like where it shows the purple and you see the whites, like I think that's like a great visual representation that you don't get on something like this. Like if I'm trying to play melodies on this Roland P6, it's like, I mean, I guess it says the notes on it, but I feel like this is just much more intuitive for whatever reason. Yeah, definitely. No, I feel that. Yeah, man, you got a lot of tools just in the Lofi12XT. Definitely mess around with this scale mode because I've been sleeping on it and I'm using it now and it's like, I'm having a lot of fun. Figure out what the heck I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm living the sour note life right now for sure. But yeah, Matt was saying I use it like a mini ASR. X, the keypad layout, it is useful. Yeah, man, I'm digging these keypads. They are nice and colorful. I get down with them. This note sounded good at some point. I'm not feeling it anymore. Let's keep shopping around. Sounds pretty simple. I think I might be able to wrap my head around it. Oh, that must have been what led me astray. Okay. An effect on the input. Maybe the wah. Oh, you're talking about... Wait, can you do effects on input? Dude, I didn't even know about that. Doesn't sound like there's anything. Let me try like distortion. That'll be pretty obvious. Maybe I have to be on the record screen? Dang, yeah, I don't know how to do the, what you call it? To arm it. I guess even if I armed it, I wouldn't be able to mess around with the parameters. Because, yeah, I want to do the, because I think Matt's right, it would sound sick with a wah. So let me do that. Auto wah. I might have to put the wah on after, like after I record it. But it's okay, because, yeah, we got an extra effect slot, so it's pretty chill. And so now... Dude, Matt freaking called it, bro. Sounded funky. Alright, let's get down on this thing. So function ext arc. Let me see. Oh man, I don't even have any empty tracks now. This is embarrassing. All right, I'm gonna save this. Function. Oh, function external source. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, and then. So I've got delay and reverb for sure. Oh, well, I need to put the... That's chorus. Let's try auto wah. Yeah, so that's definitely delay. I'm not hearing that auto wah. Yeah, I feel like the only input effects are delay and reverb. Maybe I'm missing something though. Do you know if there's another button I gotta press here, Matt? But yeah, Strill Life was saying, do you feel like the sound gets muddy sometimes? I noticed my bass lines in 808 weren't playing well together, but I need to side chain the bass. I just went with a different sample. Yeah, there are some points where it gets a little muddy. But the great thing about this is that you have so many sound design tools. Like you've got the filter, you've got sidechain compression, like you mentioned. You can do stuff on the mix page as well. You can lower and raise levels. It does require a little bit of fine tuning, I would say, but yeah, you've got a lot of tools at your disposal to shape the sound if you find that things are clashing a little bit. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to do on this this beat here, because it's kind of fully loaded. But yeah, just messed around with a little bit of the levels there. I feel like, yeah, things are kind of sounding all right. But yeah, Still Life was saying the polyphony was breaking down on my beat. Oh, I see. You were hitting the polyphony cap. It's pretty high, man. If you're playing chords and stuff, you might reach it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 20 voices maybe, or 24 or something. It's pretty nuts. Especially when you compare it to like Teenage Engineering KO2. It's got like 16 or 12 or like whatever. But yeah, you can definitely hit the ceiling. I guess at that point you might be better off like resampling some of those like notes that are like triggering at the same time or something. Could be an option. But yeah, Flexibility saying 16/24 step chord progression would be dope. That'd be tight. Yeah, do some polyrhythmic type stuff or get things a little bit diversified in that way. Let's try adding some steps here and seeing if we can build this, yeah, 16/24. Or wait, this is 32. I was going to say, because yeah, the way to make tracks different lengths is you go to the config page where you'd normally control the length. So right now we're at 32. And if you push the button down, it increases the length of it by a certain number. Well, it does it by 1, so you can increment it a little bit. So this one was 32. Let's try making it, or I guess we could just do 48. A little bit out of my element here, I will say. Not super familiar with kind of splitting it up like that. But then again, I wasn't really paying attention when I recorded this, so I'm not super familiar with the notes either. Something like that. There's something there. But yeah, Still Life was saying if you press down on the knob and turn it, goes up by increments of 1. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a solid tactic for getting some polyrhythmic madness going on. Nice. I think we caught a vibe there. Yeah, not really sure what to do next though. I feel like I'm just gonna leave it the way it is, and what will have to suffice is unmuting and muting various parts of it to bring stuff in and out. Because yeah, I'm not really that good at creating like a B section or doing any of that kind of stuff. I usually just make like very simple loops. Okay, so that's that one. What else do we got here? Let's shop around for some other samples. So I got to try the sort of scale mode workflow. It was interesting. Maybe we'll get back to our roots though. Try to find something to chop. What do we got? What do I got tucked away here? Not really feeling any of those. Let's check out the different folder here. Let's see what Marlowe Diggs got for us. Sounds kind of spooky. I can dig it. Let's mess around with it here. All right. We're gonna pitch it way up. Oh yeah, let me bring the pitch back down. Whoops. Nice and lo-fi. We're living the lo-fi life. I'm digging it. It's like the vibes I get is like final boss antechamber. Like you're about to walk in there and scrap. So these pads sound very similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch down the second set of them. Function. Oh yeah, we're good. Nice, so we get a little extra mileage out of those slices, because otherwise it would have sounded pretty similar, but now we've got a little bit more melodic variety, basically. And yeah, let me punch in something super simple, and then we can get some drums in the mix here. 32, that's what we do. I always forget the default tempo is 120. What do these guys want me to do? Make techno? No thank you. Or maybe I'll try it out sometime, but not today. Nice. Oh, you checked it out, Matt? Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I tried that one time and it didn't work, But yeah, so the sample truck is the one that does it. All right, chill. No, man, I appreciate you saying that because yeah, I was like, dang, I gotta check out the manual. It's been a while since I broke that boy out. Oh man. Ugh. That'll do fine. Still life. According to popular belief, or contrary to popular belief, there is a manual. You should check it out. Let's see how these levels are looking. Nice. Yeah, it's a PDF. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're just watching videos, you can pick up a lot. There's a lot you can intuit. Sometimes I consult the manual if there's a technical question that I'm trying to figure out, but yeah, overall you can get by pretty quickly just by like, yeah, kind of pushing the buttons and stuff. But definitely worth checking out if you're stuck or if you're trying to do something. Man, the snare sounds kind of funky though. I got hit with that 22 kilohertz type. I got nerfed basically. I think we're gonna roll with it though. Like that. Dude, this kick sounds nasty. Look at that. It's like a little clipped almost. Yikes. I get down on it though. And yeah, for this one, I think I'm going to mess around with the envelope a little bit. So bad at recording that. I'm just going to punch these ones in. Nice. Let me check up on the chat here. Yep. Got the lo-fi. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, the hip hop heads know what's up. This thing has got it's got a chill sequencer. It's got a good sound. There are some limitations though, like the mono and some other aspects of it, and the kilohertz, the sample rate. But other than that, it's pretty chill for hip hop for sure. And then Matt G is saying with the USB hub, you can hook up both sample track and XT12, and they'll talk audio and MIDI. Dude, yeah, they added the audio USB. I think it was like audio input USB was something that they added in like a firmware or whatever. But yeah, the USB audio is quite nice. That's what you all are hearing, the digital audio. I hear the analog signal, but it's quite handy either way. Hi-hat's kind of interesting. It's got like two kind of hits. I've got a plan for this one. I'm going to record it in twice, and you're going to see why in a second here. Yeah, so I'm going to do some slicing on this. Turn off velocity sensitivity so I can hear it. Cool. So I have two of it so that one of them can just have both. It's like the full kind of roll or whatever you call that. And then I have these other two pads that just have the individual hits. So I can kind of pepper in this first one, but I'll probably mostly be using these two. So yeah, if you're ever looking for some extra options, just record something in twice, and then you can set some different slice markers to sort of vary things a little bit. I forgot to see how pitching this thing down sounds. Oh dang, I gotta catch up on the chat too. Still Life says, do you ever add extra bars for variety in some of your instruments? Yeah. Yeah, some patterns just have, 2-bar loops, or some tracks are 2 bars long, but sometimes I use 4 bars instead. And yeah, that's what Flex Vanity was talking about on the last beat too, was like trying to do like a 2-bar, 3-bar kind of chord progression or whatever. But yeah, sometimes I have it a little bit longer, like use 4 bars instead of 2 bars for certain sections for sure. So you're talking about having like a 4-bar section, but then like the later 2 bars are like empty? Is that what you mean? By like dropping the instruments out? It's too quiet. Oh, there we go. It's got some weird notes on it. Nice. Not too bad there. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Doing like the copy workflow, which allows you to build stuff out a little bit for sure. And then Matchy's saying the pattern chaining in song mode give you a lot of opportunities. Yeah. Yeah, the song mode, I'm like, I don't know why I avoid song mode in like every sampler that I have. I'm always just like, I feel like I have like the old MPC workflow just like ingrained in me, where it was all just like, just build everything and layer it up as much as you can and then do like track mutes to kind of like vary stuff or whatever. But yeah, I need to wrap my head around the song mode and figure out what's what. Because yeah, you have so many patterns. Here, let me like save this thing. Yeah, you could theoretically like make small adjustments to like, yeah, all of these freaking patterns and just have them chained and just have things really evolve and come in and out so that you're not having to do stuff on the fly or whatever. So yeah, I think Matt G's onto something. I got to get off my lazy you-know-what and figure out how to use song mode. But yeah, I think there's some good stuff there for sure. Trying to find the sweet spot with this high and low EQ. I just want the snare to be a little brighter. So Matt's saying the cool thing about the 8-track limit kind of goes away. You notice each pattern isn't tied to the same 8 sounds, and each one can be different samples. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the pattern behavior is quite interesting in this device. Like, the pattern stores a lot more data than you would think. Like, you can change the tempo per pattern, obviously, the sounds loaded to the pads, the filter settings. Yeah, pretty much everything that you can control, you can save to the pattern, which, yeah, like Matt's saying, you could totally just have like slow evolution, things changing slightly. You could totally switch stuff up, have it be like super different. But yeah, once you chain all the patterns together, you can kind of create like a, solid arrangement or whatever. So yeah, I agree. The 8 tracks kind of goes away if you're able to kind of strategize and use the patterns to build your progression in the way that you want. What the heck this is. But I'm into it. Let's check it out. It almost sounds like there's like a female vocalist or on it or something. Kind of whispery, breathy vocals. But yeah, Matt G's talking about, let's see, tend to dump my stems. Yeah, yeah, just drop it in the DAW. I'm gonna mess around with this thing because if it rivals the power of the almighty DAW, because I'll do whatever I can to get away from the DAW. The thing is, every time I'm like getting ready to export beats to to Reason, I'm just like, oh god, it's like, what else is there to do? Can I go for a walk or do anything else? Literally. I have so much fun on hardware, and then when it comes to like, yeah, putting it on the computer, I just like lose interest completely. So I'm gonna mess around with this song mode because it sounds like it's fun. But the DAW, it's a necessary evil. You gotta do what you gotta do to get your songs recorded. I might have have to put a high pass filter on this or something. Whoa. Sounds distorted. You gotta be careful with this 12-bit mode. Sometimes it's too much. Yeah, I definitely gotta put a filter on this. Let's try high pass. Yeah, Sonicware did good with some of these boxes. They handle DAW-less well. They help you sever connection from the DAW, from the mothership. Alright, let me save this. I feel like this might be a good target for some modulation. Possibly the cutoff frequency, or filter frequency. Smooth random, sounding pretty chill. Okay, got a couple more slots here. Liking that sound. Might have to do slice mode on it though, which is actually going to screw up playing it back chromatically. Let's see. Maybe I'll just bring it forward. Well, let's try rocking with it. All right, I'm going to try to do something fancy here and parameter lock the start point so that it just plays that second part of the sample. So if you're not familiar with parameter locking on this device, basically what you do is once you've got your note punched in there or recorded in, however it gets there, you can hold the button down, and then if you turn any of the knobs, essentially it'll be making it so that on that step, those parameters will be different. And you can do that with the start time. So right now this sample plays, there's like the two notes, but on this step, I'm going to make it so that it just plays that second note. So I'm going to do C, move it forward here, and you can see the waveforms helping guide us, the transient. Might not be the right note though. Let me try switching it up. Nice, sounded chill. And then, yeah, Matt or Strolife saying if you sync the two, maybe that's an option. Yeah, there's got to be a way to do that. You get them to work in tandem. I feel like that's kind of how I use the Lofi12XT and maybe like the 404. Is the 404 is great for capturing like all kinds of stuff. You've got skip back and you can record like 16 minutes per pad or whatever. But then this thing is like very much working with like what you've got. So you can record stuff onto a different device and then bring it into here. Kind of requires you to have multiple devices, but better than nothing, I suppose. And then Strolife is saying changing the note in real time. Oh yeah, like as the pattern was playing, just like auditioning it. I've got kind of a wacky idea, and I don't know if this is going to work, so I'm going to save it. And then, so my idea is we might be able to use modulation to have the pitch change as the pattern plays. Maybe. I feel like if I have the right mod oscillator, it'll work pretty well. But something like a sine wave or triangle wave is not going to work because it's going to do like a sweeping effect. But we can do, I think it's called step maybe, or even pulse would like put it somewhere else. Square maybe? So Strilife is asking, is it making the change on that one step or across the whole pattern? So it's only doing, when you parameter lock, it's just the one step. So it's not doing the whole pattern. Doing the whole pattern is traditionally how you would just change it like kind of globally, I guess. But parameter locking allows you to just change that one step. All right, we're abandoning the modulation idea. I think I had something in my head and I just could not translate it to sounding decent here. Beat is getting spooky though. I'm telling you, man, it's that final boss antechamber vibes. It's like, well, let's lean into that grimy vibe and get whatever this is going on. It's like the sound you hear in Silent Hill, and it's like, you know that Pyramid Head's coming for you. Like, what? I don't know, but I want it, is basically the vibe here. Like, what the hell? Nice, just what I was looking for there. But and yeah, we get to use a tactic that Strilife was talking about earlier, which is with this sequence, I made it 64 steps, which is 4 bars, but I only have a note on the first bar. So basically that makes it so that it plays like every other 2 bars essentially. So yeah, we're getting some mileage out of some tactics from the chat. And we could also use a tactic that Matt was talking about, which is having different patterns have different sort of versions or variants, I guess, of the sound. So yeah, I've got pattern 17 saved here. It's the main one. We're going to save a copy of it. And then on this one, I'm going to do some automation so that we can bring it in from the first pattern to this like kind of automated one. I can't remember if you can automate the FX parameters, but we're going to find out. So let's try doing crusher to like really bit crush the hell out of it and see what's up. Listen to that growl. Okay, so let's see if we can record the automation for this. Nice. So yeah, that's kind of the idea there, is that you could then chain other patterns. Yeah, maybe on the next pattern, I have a different sound loaded to track 8. That's kind of what Matt was getting at there. But yeah, lots of fun. I feel like I've kind of taken this one as far as I can take it, or not really. There's probably like a million other things I can do, but I'm getting hungry. So I think I'm going to call it at this point. I got 1.5 beats done, and yeah, I think we're good to sign off on this one. But yeah, appreciate y'all sticking around, asking questions. Hope to catch you on the next one. And until then, peace.